What's up? Welcome back to The Buzz with KDB. Today, Kyler and I are joined with Kenny Feidler. What's up? How are you?
Yeah, doing good. Thanks for having me on.
South Dakota, we hear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What got you there?
Yes.
My wife is from Phillips, South Dakota, and we met when we were going to school in Oklahoma, and we've been up here for probably 10 years, 12 years. So yeah, I did a little stint in Oklahoma for college, and then a few years after, and then we moved up here, and I like where we live. It's not the handiest, but I don't mind it at all, really, for touring. You know, it kind of works out good. We're in the middle of the country.
Dakota. Yeah, and
okay.
And,
west side or east side?
Bismarck in the middle.
Yeah, she did Fargo as well.
Yeah, but
oh, okay.
It's
gotcha.
Like now we're in Texas, and he's from here, and he's like, I'm never moving up there. Never moving up there. You have to move down here. It's too cold.
You'd be surprised. Like, I mean, like, I don't know. I can't speak for North Dakota, but yeah. I mean, it's 90s today. Like, it's we have like 2 weeks of like deathly cold, and I love it up here, and kind of been all over. So
you were born in the North,
give it a shot.
Like, not the Northeast, right?
Yeah, Maryland in
so
Baltimore.
It's not much different for you, just a little bit drier, probably.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I guess Maryland's kind of like in line with like Nebraska and Kansas winters, you know. So
you also live in like the pretty part of South Dakota too.
Yeah, that's why I asked about because I'm not super familiar with North Dakota. Like, I've gone up to like Medora like years ago and played up at the Little Mo Saloon. I haven't been up there a whole lot, and but I do know that there's definitely a Western Dakota and a Eastern Dakota, and we're in a good spot over. We're like just close enough to the hills around the plains.
I know every summer my mom would take us to Medora. Like, it was an always thing. We'd always go there. And then a couple summers, we always would go camping in Rapid City, but I was so young, I never remembered it. So my senior year of high school, I was like, Dad, we have to go on a trip back to Rapid City because I don't remember it that well. And so he took me back, and I want to take Kyler though, because I think that part of South Dakota is just so beautiful. You don't until you're there. You don't really know.
Holler if you come up. I got extra room. I always I'm a big I have to work for the tourism agency of South Dakota, because I'm like, it's fucking awesome here. Like, I like where we live, and we just got like a good mix of everything, and
too.
We just got like my wife's family ranches in Phillip, which is like an hour east of here, but we just have like a little like 10-acre like place, room enough for a horse, you know, and we have 2 kids, so like they have plenty of like outdoor, you know, free range, you know, so it's pretty fortunate.
Drove up there to drop her off after she lived up the summer with me, and I'm south of Houston, and I drove about an hour and a half into Nebraska and slept through a whole state of South Dakota. So I've never been awake during South Dakota, but I really would like to go. So, but anyway, let's get out of regional where you're more than just a where you are type of guy. So, you're going to talk about music. And so,
that's all right.
Yes.
The first thing I want to talk about is the longevity you've had in this scene. Some of your bigger songs are from a couple years back, and I want to talk about how long, how has that change been progressively for you to see versus an artist or a fan's perspective, seeing those songs that are 12, 13 years old progress in your sets and stuff like that, because you still play them, and so I'm curious about that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, you know, for like the longest time, so like I started when I was in college, and I was really just kind of screwing around. Like, I'd write songs for myself, and and so there was like, even though it's like spanned a long time since that music's been out, like I haven't been like actively working as a band until I think maybe I started my first band like maybe 7 years ago or something like that, and have been full time with it for 5 years, and it's just I feel like once it became like the main squeeze, I've never like taken it for granted that people listen to my songs, but I never plan on being doing. I wasn't like kind of searching to be a musician, and that wasn't like my dreams or anything. And then once I kind of realized like, hey, I can, like, the stuff was getting listened to well enough and people liked it, and then I kind of like, I feel like I did my the garage band stage that a lot of people do when they're in their teens. I'm doing it in my late 20s and or mid 20s or whatever. So like I feel like it was just it's been a long span, but it wasn't like I was grinding away, chipping away at being didn't really get after it till probably past 6 years or so, and since it became like my job, and we're doing it for real, I've just kind of taken it very serious, and the songs developed so much from a guy learned to play the guitar in college, just kind of screwing around, to where now these things have to like work in a set with a band, and there's got to be dynamics, and at this point, like my live show, like our band's live show, like I'm super proud of it, and we still play all those old songs, and we play long sets. We'll do, if it's our show, we'll do a 2-hour thing.
Live album. That live album was 2.5 hours. How cool was that to be able to be at such a historic venue in your area? I would say, because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but South Dakota, I'm not known for a specific music venue, but Bucks has been always that one that's always been
people would hit it on spots.
And how cool is it for you to record their live album?
Yeah, Bucks is just over there, south. I think south of Omaha. But I've probably played there more than any other venue, just because routing wise it works so good. Like you can go to Omaha and then go to Tulsa, or hit Omaha, go out to Indiana. So it was a stepping stone place for me. Ever since I started having different phases of a band, and then we started getting to a point where we would just record our live set off of our inner ear rack every night, just for homework, and just to know what's going on and make sure there's not things that we could do better, and we ended up snagging one there. So it wasn't really even we didn't go there like, all right, gotta get it tonight or tomorrow, and it was we played 2 nights there, and we recorded both, and we didn't comp anything though. We just like that album's just all from that Saturday night, and very minimal editing. We left Bucks, like Buck and I are friends, and he got on the mic, and there's some comedic relief in that. There's probably like a good like 15 minutes of just Buck talking on the album that probably counts for some of that. But I thought the vibe was cool.
It's cool and raw, and it makes you feel like you're actually there. That's why I love live albums too. I used to be a hater of live albums until I was at one that was recorded, and I was like, oh, that's actually sick. And now like I have a more love for them, because you feel like you're there, and
it takes you back, like even if you weren't there. It's a time capsule.
Oh yeah. Well, and it is, and it's what's really cool about Buck's Bar is you can maybe fit 160 in there. 100. I don't know. What the cap is, 150 or whatever. But if you haven't been to Bucks, like you play on the floor. Like fans they stand a foot away from the mic, and it's a cool energy, and it works well for intimate singer-songwriter things, and then for like a rowdy full band show, it's cool. And I like Tom, our drummer, mixed that album, and I thought he did a really good job. Like it doesn't feel like you're in a stadium, like it feels like correct and realistic for what the place was or is. And I'm proud of that. It's cool. Pretty cool.
Has there been a live album done there before? Yeah,
I'm sure people have. I'm not certain if anyone's done one yet, or maybe they've been little projects or something, or little side things. But and it was really important to get. So like we play all those old songs in the sets, but I've always kind of been a fan of moving forward as a songwriter, and to just like redo like studio cuts of a bunch of those songs, like it'd feel like kind of a cop out for me. But in a live situation, I feel like people can see this is what the songs sound like, in a full band context, and because I feel like for like a long time, like before, we have a really good booking agent, Ted Krause, but with Wild River Talent. But before, when I was kind of booking for myself and everything, my biggest songs were Barrel Racer Land, Cowboy Shit, like all these DIY recordings from when I'm learning how to play guitar, and it's like, how do you show that to a venue? Like, yeah, numbers are great and everything, but it's like, how does that translate to a live show? So I felt like I'm glad the live album's out there, so I always have that little chunk to if there's ever in question, I could say, well, this is what the show is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but
So
super proud of it though.
Recording those songs back in the day, were those recorded in a studio, or was that recorded in like? No, really.
No. Yeah. I had so the first couple, I just had a laptop, and this is like technology's like really leaps and bounds with like home recording stuff. You can imagine, and I feel like an old man when I'm like, yeah, this was like back before even GarageBand was like happening. It is. I had just a laptop, and I think I got a free DAW, like Audacity or something, and a PC mic, and it was just like not like a fancy like condenser, PC USB mic or anything. It was just a little looked like a stick and had like the little probably for just talking on like some kind of a video meeting, like Zoom call meeting or something. But anyway, that's how I did those. It was just kind of, I'd record songs, and for a while there was like multiple, before like I realized I could distribute myself on because Spotify was like just coming around, and not iTunes and stuff. Like I was just burning CDs. And so there's like variations of CDs and there's songs that I don't even remember anymore that are floating around on CDs if they're still out there. But it was cool. It was like I kind of got into it at a really cool time where it was like people would buy a CD through the mail, would like send me like an envelope with like $10 in it, and then hand-to-hand sales, and then going into, I can distribute online, and then get in there with iTunes and Spotify stuff. So it was a cool, it was probably a really good time to get in, and because I wasn't like super hungry for it early on, it always grew. It was like a steady steady growth, like on listenership, but
Yeah.
I was never worried about it because it was just kind of like a little extra money at the time, and then once I started to go play, it was kind of fortunate where a lot of guys have to, tour their asses off just so people can hear them for the first time. I kind of had to go out and just, I could go into a town and someone would know some of my songs, and then and just kind of had to meet people halfway.
Speaking about physical media in the CDs, and you've got Bloodshot out on vinyl, which we need. After this, I swear I'm going to go order it because I just have been lacking, and I was like, I need that.
No, I'll get you.
I'll get it one day.
I'll get you.
But yes, it'll be ordered tonight. But no, I think that the beauty of physical media is a lost form of art, and I think my biggest thing is when I was telling her is when there's so much out there that is physical that's not on digital, and I think to capture the stuff that's extinct on digital is one of my one thing. When I retire, I want to go hunt down those albums and put them back out into the masses, because there's only a handful of them left, and you got to really capture it. And I think that'd be real cool to see if you could chase one down and see what the hell's on it.
You should
order something out.
See if there's anyone out there who has it, just so you can be like, I wonder what's on it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, I know. I know there's some cringy shit on some of my old CDs that never made it to streaming, and for good reason. And but I think my brother might have one. I got some guys who used to rodeo with that probably still have a CD, but it is awesome to have. Like, Bloodshot was the first thing I did with vinyl, and we're just finishing we just finished mixing 2 days ago on this new album, and we're gonna actually put it to. I just started the vinyl, the process today, but gonna get vinyl either in hand or delivery date known before we even talk about going to streaming. Just because I've never had. It seems like up till this point, it's always been such a rush. Man, we're a year or two since we put anything out. Feel like we have to put something out so people know that we don't suck. To know that we're current, we're still alive, and so doing that live album, that was kind of the whole. Besides just to capture the live show, it was kind of just to take a little bit of weight off and not feel like we were stagnant in the streaming space,
right?
And the Bloodshot album, we were gunning to get it out as soon as we got done, and then you're waiting 3 or 4 months to get vinyl, and some of all the buzz is gone, so I'm just about sold out of all the vinyl I got from that one. It took me 2 years, but I went through about 500 of them. But
I got it.
Shoot!
So I got a question for you. I'm a big vinyl guy. Are you looking at shopping colors right now, or are you wanting to just shop who's pressing it? What's the step in their order?
We're gonna use hand drawn pressing.
So
out of Texas.
They've done a good friend of ours. Zach's, I think they did, and they did different colors for each pressing, and I think they were like, "Hey, come do a tour of it." And I don't know if you've ever seen a vinyl pressing plant. That shit's insane.
No, I've watched the videos. And here, let me hop off camera real quick.
You can send me that one. Did you hear me?
So anyway, when I did,
you can send me that one.
Did this one?
To put it on somebody else.
Yeah.
Perfect.
See, even signed. This is a double, because all my songs are 5 or 6 minutes long. So, but it's a translucent red, but 2 disc, so double LP, and Yeah, with this one, I'm really proud of this album too. It's just you know, there's these are songs we play every night too, and it didn't get like all the buzz that I thought it. I thought it would kind of blow up a little bigger because I thought it was pretty cohesive, but still proud of it. And yeah, it's cool. That next one's going to be not going to be as, it's going to just be a single piece, and I am going to try to get some super cool custom splatter or something.
One of the coolest things is when you can personalize something. And I know black is like standard, right? But if you can really personalize it to your album, the Bloodshot, the beautiful pressing on really highlights your album. Like the name of it really does capture it. And if you can really deliver a full package like that, I think it's something that you should be able to take advantage of. And I think that one really.
Well, it's just a little more eye catching. I mean, it doesn't change the sound quality, but yeah, that's what I thought with this. When we do this next one, we'll get some super cool colors, and with hand drawn, like I think they do like minimum of 300, but you have to, like I did 500 of Bloodshot when I did it, and I'll do another 500, but maybe they'll move a little faster this time so I can get it's a little chunk of money to press vinyl.
Go ahead.
What I think is cool when artists do the different like colors, patterns, I feel like they describe them. Like there's so many ones we've seen and it's like, oh my gosh, that describes them and their sound so perfectly. Like it's like you can tell that they thought about it and didn't pick something random.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, and like it's I don't know. It's really. It feels really good to have. Oh, I just got
thank you.
Thank you. I'll send some free shit in there with it when I send it. No, I appreciate it. But yeah, it feels good to have like, I don't know. There's something like a little deflating about for all like the perks that streaming does give us. Like for like guys like me that wouldn't have a career without streaming, you know. But it kind of, the whole like release process is a little deflating because it's like, that's a lot. Like you do it, it either pops off or it doesn't, and then it's just like, well, that's it. And at least with the vinyl, with the vinyl, like it feels good to when someone buys that from you and you can sign it for them or hand it to somebody and know it's gonna like get used again.
Have you ever thought about doing like I don't know if this is something you've ever entertained, but going back and releasing a deluxe with a vinyl instead of doing right away as like the album drops and then doing like 6 more songs on it and doing a deluxe and then the vinyl drop?
Oh yeah, we'll see. I mean, I feel like I'm always like working, like even this past winter I was like racking my brain against the wall trying to like I knew I had songs in me but I was just like, am I gonna ever write us another song again? Like because it like they don't come along. Like when I first started, like it felt like I was just kind of shooting from the hip all the time, and there wasn't like the development of each song band, you know, with a band, and the music wasn't considered as much, and now like the whole package is considered so like super critical, and and I think like constructive ways. If I'm gonna write something, I want it to be good. I don't want to put fluff and filler on an album, and and well and I just you know, I'm a songwriter. Like we're a rock and roll band, but like I really am proud of like my songwriting, and that's like, you know, one of the most important things out of like our music career is like making sure like you write good songs, and then also make sure that the live show is like, you know, top notch. Like those are like important things to me, and so yeah, we'll see if I have a few extra in the chamber down the road to put a deluxe out.
I'm just curious on your thoughts on it. But another thing I want to talk about is Oh shit! I just had it. You were talking about your songwriting process. How do you go
Yes.
about writing songs? And then another one, it's a two-parter. I like to ask this a lot with people that have had kids. How do you see your music has changed writing since you became a father? Because there's some songs you had earlier or before you had kids, and how do you've seen yourself transform now that you are a father?
Uh, yeah. All right. First part, like writing things, like for me, they either come from like stuff that I've been through or people around me. Like, because I have a really like fortunate life. Like, I have a dream job. My wife is great. My kids are healthy. Like, I'm so lucky. But I also write super dark music, and it's not because I'm not just like
Yeah.
brooding, you know. But I just like appreciate the intensity and like the emotions
But
in
people
those kind
like
of
sad
songs.
music. Like that's what people want to hear these
Yeah.
days is sad music.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean that's good
Like,
because
that's what I got.
that's
Yeah.
all I kind of do like darker, sadder stuff. But you know, so I tap I try to listen to like people around me, like my friends. I feel like I have really cool, unique people in my life, and I try to listen to their stories and and sometimes those little tidbits that like someone might say something and those are it might be a throwaway thing to them, but
Yeah.
it could strike you. And we got this new song on. We're playing some of the new songs live at our shows for this new album, but we got a song called "The Vulture," and the reason I wrote this one is I just finished writing a few other songs off the album, and after I got done writing these couple other songs, like they were about either things that my friends had been through or people around us, and it's like, man, kind of feel like a vulture just picking through other people's lives and pain. And so anyway, that's there's a song on the new album called "The Vulture," and it's about songwriters, but it's a rock and roll banger, heavily disguised. So I think it's awesome to be able to like play rock and roll and like to still have some weight to the lyrics, and it's not mindless. You know, that's what I'm after. And then as far as having kids and stuff, I mean, I feel like that's just a whole life perspective change. I mean, you try it like they're the most important thing in your life, and so like in Bloodshot, there's songs that my in there, you know, like Ghost and Bloodshot and Waste of Time, like things that were written about like missing my kids, and like they're the reason I do this as a job. Like it wasn't like a vanity thing, or I thought I was going to be like seeking fame or anything. It just got to a point where I was like working full time and kind of dabbling in music, and then my wife Blaine, she was like, you should just try to do music full time and put full effort into it, and it affords us way more time at home. Like my kids they homeschool. My wife stays home with them, and I feel like we have, for being a traveling band, I have way more time with my kids and my wife than a lot of guys do if they were working, 40, 50 hours a week. And it's quality, it's not just like putting them to bed. Like I'm here all day long during the week. And so yeah, that's why we tour the way we do. We don't go out for long stretches. We do, we leave with just enough time to get to sound check wherever it is in the country, and then boogie home Saturday night after the show and do it all again the next Thursday or Wednesday or whatever. So yeah, it affords us a lot of balance.
I think that's a
in
hard
life.
thing to do because some people are so much chasing that white line that they get lost. in the long run. And I think that's something beautiful that you've been able to be able to prioritize what's really near and dear to your heart while also doing what you love on the road. So I think that's a beautiful way
definitely. Yeah, and I mean, I feel like, I mean, depending on like what you're after in like a music career, it's one of those things like it's just like a monster that like the more you feed it, the hungrier it gets, you know, and the more of your time it demands. And I feel like, you know, me not really having like my main ambitions with music are for my band and I to make a living. You know, it's not like I don't want to be famous or I want to write good songs and I want to play music with my friends. But as far as like scope of career, but outside of, you know, trying to make good songs that are meaningful, like we just want to make a living. And I feel like it might seem like it's not like that big of a thing to chase, but to have that like sustain and to be able to keep doing it, I think that's important. And so I've always tried to just be really, really appreciative of where I'm at in every step of this. And yeah, if it does start to cut into like the things that are important, then I tap the brakes.
I was listening. I don't know if you're much of a Crockett fan, but Crockett was on Joe Rogan the day we're recording this episode, and I was listening to it prior and after work, and he brought up a really interesting thing that I feel like would be really cool just to tell you is Waylon and Willie, when they were prior to their outlawness and them really making a big break, they had 10, 12 albums out, and they were just doing it to get by. And it's crazy where your breakout is a lot of people in the scene don't reach 10, 12 albums now. And I think it's real crazy to see that. The time have changed, of course, everything like that, and it's more expensive now just to go in and be drunk with somebody in a recording studio and put out 10 albums. But I think it's real cool to see the change and what you prioritize and everything like that. I think is really cool to see. And he's got a really cool insight as like an old soul.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm stoked to listen to that. I saw that it was up, and yeah, I like listen to any like whenever like listen to people talk business sides of it and how it's, you know, I appreciate that. And like to your point, like I've talked to this about like with other bands and friends of mine that play music and stuff, and it's like, man, always try to be aware of like sometimes where you're sitting and you think that you're not gonna like, you're like reaching for something more. Someone else is looking at you thinking that guy's made it. And so like I've always like tried to be really appreciative of where I'm at. Like, yeah, I'm no like big timer, and you know we're not like striking it big, but man, we get to do it for a living, and man, what a cool spot to be. Like, well, I know that there's plenty of people that wish that they could get there, and people more talented than me. And so yeah, I've always tried to keep that perspective. Like, yeah, that guy that you see like that you think he's at the top, like he's looking somewhere else, you know, looking at the next one too. So
this short
that's cool.
We've had so far, I've gained a lot of knowledge from you, and I've got a question for you. You went to school in Oklahoma. I'm curious, what did you go to school for, and did you graduate with a degree from Oklahoma? And I might have a guess as to what was it. Anything psychology related? No, I feel like you've got
no. Believe it or not, I've got like way more philosophical.
Gotcha.
The longer I do this shit. Maybe I'm just full of shit now.
Definitely pulling some wisdom out of nowhere.
No,
just like, hey, this is like, just get a random text and then be like, I needed that. Like, it'd be something I think you would do, you know.
No, I went to I went to Oklahoma so I could college rodeo, and like a lot of college rodeo kids, I got an ag business degree, which whatever. Like the reason I think I like perspective, like I've tried to be so, I feel like I've like reflect a lot on like myself and try to like have some self-awareness and awareness of like appreciation. And is when I was going to school, this older couple down the street from us needed some help and needed somebody to do some yard work and stuff. And I went to start working for them when I was going to college. And Mike, George, he like did some blacksmith work and stuff like that, but he had this really gravelly voice and had a hard time getting around. That's why they need some help like doing yard stuff. And well, he had ALS, and has ALS, but I ended up working for him for years, and he's like another or both him and his wife Meredith are like another set of grandparents to me. But Mike was he's just always given me very profound advice, and that's someone that was like diagnosed with, you know, a terminal illness, given a short time to live. And I think when I started working for him, it was 2007 or 8. And he told me right when I hired on with him, he's like, yeah, doctors only gave me 6 months to live. He's like, and that was in 1994. And he's still kicking, and I still see him once in a while when I go to Oklahoma. But he had a profound effect on me, and just always like bestowed like some really good wisdom. And I feel like being around him and knowing how much he battles just like the day to day, like staying alive, like just to breathe, just to talk, like it's hard. So I've always it's put a lot of stuff in perspective for me as like what's really hard, you know, out there, like what's adversity, you know, like I just don't look at anything like that, because I just see, I mean, he's just been like, he's a hero to me, and that's someone that's just kept on trucking, you know. And I feel like after being around him for so long, it just kind of changed. So no psychology or anything, but just real world experience that really had effect on me.
And then what did you ride when you were riding rodeo?
And that's why I've always
that as well. Really?
Bareback horses.
Did you do that?
Yep.
Prior to college as well.
So I started probably when I was a sophomore in high school, and then college rodeoed, pro rodeoed for a little while, and then I kept doing even just stuff. Even when we moved up here, just kept going even to some amateur stuff up until I turned 30. And then once I turned 30, I kind of just quit. But I loved it. I mean, I did it for a long time, and it was very also life changing. I mean, for like a kid from town, you know, to get to do that, and rodeo really changed like the whole direction of my life. You know, took me out west. That's how I met my wife. How I met Mike.
You started back up in Maryland.
Yeah, it's a.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they had like there's a lot more bull ridings on the East Coast, and started riding bulls for a couple years, and then I got into Chris Ledoux's music, and that made me want to be a bareback rider, and then went to college and quit riding bulls, and it was never like super great, but like I got to do it for a long time, and I love. Yeah. Like I got to win some stuff, but nothing big. It was like huge accomplishments, but like it was like just like the journey of it all was great, and the people that it put me in, you know, on a path with
Do you ever have any gnarly
pretty cool.
injuries doing that stuff?
No, just concussions. Never really. I think I broke my wrist riding bulls when I was in high school. But other than that, just I got a lot of concussions there for a while, and I'd say probably I don't know. There was a little chunk of time where I felt like I could sneeze and be not loopy, you know, and I felt like there was a little bit of a punch drunk phase where it's like I feel like I'm getting like I feel sharper now than I did, you know, maybe I don't know. Yeah. Well, in my 20, I don't know. Here I'm 37, and I feel like I got more going for me than when I was in my 20s.
I feel the same way 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm in my 20s, so yeah, I definitely understand.
Oh yeah.
But another thing, I don't know if this is a sensitive topic to you, but Orange Ribbons. I want to talk to you a little bit about that and that album. Was that somebody you were with while you were in Oklahoma? Coy?
No, Coy's he was from Maryland or from Pennsylvania, and I got into Blaine and I moved to Maryland for so we lived up here for a while, and right before we got married, I think it was like 2012.
Yeah. Somewhere
around there. We or 14 or something like that. We moved back east, and I was just going to some rodeos back there while we were over there, and met Coy and his dad Doug, and like Coy's still pretty young. Like he was just
I think he was 18. Research on him.
He was just going to
freshman in college.
Yeah, and anyway, traveled with Coy some, and just a really great guy, and then I think after I moved back, it might have been the year after I moved back, he got killed in that. It was just like a freak accident. I think it was at Cowtown in New Jersey, but it was just I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a great person, and especially at that time, right when that happened, you know, I don't know if we didn't have any kids yet, but that took a lot of like the desire to rodeo. Like I was just like, it just seemed like such a weight, you know, such a not a waste, because like he really loved what he was doing, but I was just so bummed, like, you know, when people say like when stuff like that happens and people say, well, he was doing what he loved, and it's like that's true, but I know his parents would much rather him be here, so anyway, there's a bunch of the songs we just did that little thing, and Matt Mecca. There's one song on there. Everybody always thinks that I wrote it, but his friend Matt had the last song on there called
No, you're good.
Sorry.
Coy song featuring Matt Mecca.
Coy song. Yeah. So I just had like the platform, and we were donating some of the money from the album to Coy Scholarship, and I was like, well, if you want to put it on here, you can, and so people can hear it, because not that I have a huge reach, but at the time, it was better that just throwing them out there, and so people always think that that's me. You can definitely tell it's not me singing, and it's a great song. It's just
like
but it just like the formatting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but anyway, that was we just did that little thing. He's just a great person, and it's terrible when something like that happens.
100%.
You know?
I feel like there's not many tribute albums out there for people that are close. Like when I think of tribute albums in the country scene, I think of the tribute to Elvis that Merle did. And not really many more. Like there's not many, and I really think that one is a very beautiful beautiful project, and I really.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's just like I've had a couple songs like similar. I just feel like that was just something like when someone passes away when they're young, like everybody else's lives kind of move on, you know, and that's got to really hurt for their parents, you know, when that kind of thing. It's not that people forget. It's just life goes on, and I just thought it was like kind of important just to have something that, you know, just something else out there, you know, with his name on it.
Had lost her brother. How many years ago is that?
10
years ago this year, and those songs are.
Sorry.
It's kind of the same vibe. Like I never got to meet the guy. I never got to meet Coy, but I do see a lot of similarities about like the feelings and the emotions in each of those songs. And it's really, I never met her brother, and just listening to those songs, it really gave a personal touch to that relationship that I never had, you know. And it was really cool to see. And so I was really curious. And I liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's like last year. My father-in-law passed away from a horse wreck in Arizona. I wrote this "In the Blood" song for his funeral, and it's like it feels weird because like you don't look to write songs, you know, like do that kind of thing, you know. It's just like there's times where like you just I don't know, you just feel things and it's real, and like it's super sad shit, but it just feels like you. Like I'm really proud of that stuff. Like "In the Blood." Like I love my father-in-law, and it was a rough year last year for my whole for my family, and it just I'm proud to do that. Like to give them something and have something for my kids, you know, because like that there was only 2 grandkids, and I just feel like that's something that they'll have one day, and whether I'm around or not, like they'll know how much I thought of them, you know. And it doesn't really matter, like with songs like that, if they ever get popular or if people, if the masses really like give a shit. Like it matters more just to the people around you to put those out.
Yeah, and I mean, someone could. Like, for me, music was what got me through it. And so, like, you never know what...
Mm-hmm.
It provides somebody else.
Yeah.
As you putting it out, it does provide a service. That wasn't there with you in that same scenario, but has an attachment to it nonetheless.
But, relates to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say that's probably, like... It's probably about the most important thing you can do as a musician is... do something that's meaningful to somebody else.
It's a cool act of service, I think.
And it's the biggest compliment you could give a songwriter. Like, I'm not really big on like I'm definitely like a common person, you know. But like that's the most fulfilling thing when people, you know, say like how much a song, something like that means to them. And that's like from a fan's perspective. Cause I think about that, like I'll meet people that I'm a fan of their music and stuff. And you try not to be like, try not to say something dumb, you know, like, cause like I've been on the other side of it too. And like, not that anyone's said anything dumb to me. It's just like, just try to like, what's like a meaningful thing to say to someone whose music you really appreciate and really appreciate your songs. That goes a long way.
A good friend of ours were like, he didn't know who I am, but like you fall in love with somebody and their artwork and what they do, and you like sometimes you can go too far and you weird them out a little bit, like who the fuck are you? But there's been multiple times where that's happened, and I'm like, man, I fucked up. But you keep seeing them, and and they're the ones that come up to you after you got at a show, like before the show, and they're like, "Hey, it's so good to see you again," and it's a really cool feeling as well. For it's a mutual thing. Like I come up and blow your mind about the shit I know about you, and then you come up and recognize me out of everybody else. It's a cool trade-off, I think, is a supporting a musician you can get. So,
it's cool. Like our because we play clubs and we've played little bars, and I mean we get to, we're at a weird stage where we get to do a full range of eating shit at 100-person room, or get to like open for someone in a 3,000 or 4,000 person thing. And when I mean eating shit, as far as I just mean like turnout wise, like it's not everything's gonna be not everything's gonna sell out. Like I mean the show's still, you're gonna still do the same show, but like you're gonna play a Wednesday night in some random town that you're gonna have a few people that are there for the songs, but because that we've been in that, and we really do appreciate, like honestly appreciate people coming to the shows and taking the time. Like there's people that come to multiple shows and like they're genuinely our friends now, that like it's past the weird point. Like it's just like, oh, like I'm always like mystified, like don't you get tired of hearing us play?
Like, I've followed a couple bands like on the road, like for a couple shows. I'm not saying like, hey, I'm going to 12 shows in a row, but like I'll make, if you have a 3-day run and I can make all 3-day shows, I'll fucking be there, and it's cool to when like that person doesn't know you as well as you know them. And you're like, well, who the hell is this guy in the crowd each night? But when they get to know you, it's cool.
I'm always the biggest pressure for me and that kind of thing when we're doing like those runs, and I see similar faces, like I got to do something different, like because like we play as long, if we're doing our own show, we're just playing everything, and so I always like I feel like the effort's always put in, but I can't there's only so many. How much more and we have like, we try to make it a very like, we kind of truck through songs, like we don't tell I don't tell stories and spend a lot of time yapping. We just kind of get after it. So I'm always like, I'll see a couple people and be like, I gotta play something, like I gotta change something tonight, like make something different, like pull out something that I haven't played in a year or two.
What's your favorite?
And we do, like we try to,
like if you're
try to mix
on the guitar and you're like, oh shit, I know him, and what's the song you turn around to the band and you're like, hey, we're pulling this one out of our ass right now?
Shoot.
Yeah.
It just depends, because sometimes like it depends on the vibe, because like, so like I know like at Bucks, like when we did those 2 shows, those are 2 different, I played 2 different sets the between those 2 days. I mean, they're all the same songs, just like varied order. And then I think the end of the night, after you play, if you're in a bar and you play 2.5 hours and you also have an opener, by the end of the set, it's time for something nice and easy going, like something a little more intimate that you can, so like I think like that opens up a lot more. If you for me, like I can dig out older songs that I don't play all the time, like The Wildest Things or Running on Fumes, just stuff that's hasn't ever that we haven't gotten around to putting into the full full band set, which I like that, because it's not so much pressure, and the fumbles are smaller if it's just me and Casey playing instead of the whole band trying to wing it.
I'm gonna say in your Instagram bio it says playing Western rock and roll. I want to split that up, because I know as an artist and music listener, genre is a very bitchy subject. But I want like a from each. Like, who's some of your inspirations for your Western side and some of your inspirations for your rock and roll side that you think really pulled strings on you?
Sure. I just changed that bio like not too long ago to say that. I did just have like cowboy songs and rock and roll, but we don't really play like. I mean, they're like cowboy, like some of the stories and stuff, and there's some rodeo songs and stuff. But yeah, I'd say from like the Western side of things, Tom Russell. Are you familiar at all? Tom Russell. In college, I really got into listening to a lot of Tom Russell and Dave Stamey, and even before that, I went to college. I was like just trying to get my hands on like any kind of cowboy culture, music wise, and so like Ian Tyson, and I think I even had So I'd say like those are from like that Western, like maybe a little more traditional side. Like Tom Russell's definitely a little more genre bending out of the three. But Dave Stamey's a badass. Like we just did a festival that my friend Jake put on for Dusty Vaquero Days not 2 or 3 weeks ago, and Dave was they had Dave playing, and he's incredible live just by himself. I mean, just killer guitar player and killer songs, killer voice. But yeah, got really dug into that. And then from like the rock and roll side, really Lucero is one of my favorite bands. And got into like Drive-By Truckers. That whole like alt country thing, you know. And I've listened to Lucero for a long time. Like that's the reason I started just playing electric guitar instead of playing acoustic with the band.
I was at my record store this weekend, and I literally picked up a Drive-By Truckers box set, and I was like, I don't got $100 to drop this right now, but it was real cool. I was like, I should get this one day.
Dang.
You speak of Lucero, and some of our friends from Texas just announced a show with Lucero for a songwriting party, and so it's real funny to see those two guys.
I think it was like the year anyway, Lucero and is probably like the main reason why I started like kind of found like that break in between, like kind of gave me like the motivation to like play something heavier and play just sing harder. Like I don't know, I just appreciate the emotion of that band and the songwriting. We got to open for Ben on like Casey and I got to go open one of the solo one of his bike rider tour acoustic shows, and that was super cool. I think I really dig bands that can play rock and roll but still have something to say, and you know, and like it's like meaningful stuff, and I just, when people ask me about like why like the darker stuff or like why the more heavier rock and roll things that I'm into, it's like I really dig the intensity on stage, like of what goes into doing that. Like it's just a different like I appreciate good songwriting the most, but performance wise, like I want to see someone kind of sweating their ass off and like really bleeding out on stage, you know.
I've hugged.
I dig that.
It sounds weird, but I've hugged plenty of guys that come off stage. I've hugged a lot of guys when they get off stage. And, one dude that I feel like I've definitely was like, I gave a hug and I was like, holy shit! Like my arms were drenched. Charles Wesley Godwin, man, that dude. I don't know how his pace is, but that dude was a sweaty monster once he got off. And
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, I'm all sweaty.
Yeah, he really was profusely apologizing. But yeah, I think there's a certain amount of, yes, like you said, there's beauty in the songwriting and everything like that. But if you can really sell yourself as a performer instead of a songwriter, as just a songwriter, if you can perform and be a songwriter, it definitely ties.
Yeah. Well, and these aren't guys that are like, you know, it's not like choreographed cheesy shit. They're just out there they're doing work. That's what I've always like appreciated that, and that's something that I just like always wanted. You know, I strive for our live show to be like is, you know, we're not gonna be dancing around or do anything goofy, but we're gonna put in some work and be tired after we're done. You know,
cracking your band to get to like their shell off to be able to do that. To like get their shell, like everybody's got like not a chip on their shoulder, but some people aren't as open as the, hey, this is not what I've done in the past, being open and moving around. But who was the hardest one in your band to crack and be like, hey?
Yeah. Well, and like I said, it's not. We don't really move around that much anyway. So like, yeah. No, I was just saying like, we don't really move around that much, but like we are like.
Yeah.
Sweating our ass off. Yeah, we're playing. I mean, just like trucking through stuff, and it's still very physical for it. They're not being a lot of theatrics, if you get what I mean. Yeah. And you know, I feel like the band I have now, they're in it like I am. You know, I feel like they feel it, and I don't worry about my band. You know, they put in the effort every time.
Or are they from a little bit of ways?
No, so Casey, our lead guitar player, he lives here now. He's from Idaho originally. He moved to join the band 2 years ago. And then Tom, our drummer, is from here. Matt, our pedal steel player, he lives in Glasgow, Montana, which is about 6 or 7 hours away. And then our bass player, Joey, he lives in Grand Junction, so that's about 7 or 8. So those guys, Matt and Joey, put in the hours even before we take off to go play some more. So, everyone, I don't know. It's a fun atmosphere in the band, you know. Like we just have a transit van and everybody, I don't know, we have a good time. Like I really enjoy traveling with, like, next to my wife, they're my best friends. You know?
Hell yeah. So on the road a lot, I would assume, this is just me assuming and being up there a couple times. Casey's Pizza, is that your go-to? And
Casey's breakfast.
Casey's breakfast pizza. Is that your move up there? Really?
Not for me. Our old our last bass player, Jacob, he actually produced the Bloodshot album. Big Casey's Pizza guy, but he was also from Lemon, South Dakota, so a little bit closer to the North Dakota border. So I think that appreciation comes from up north, but I think it's disgusting.
I wasn't the biggest fan.
Hey, but like I have driven many miles. Honestly, from North Dakota to Oklahoma, I would only stop at Casey's because I've had my rewards.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, when you're driving down the road for hours, you're just like, man, a Casey's breakfast pizza. But he's luxurious, though, and has buckets, so.
Oh, well, this is my beef with Casey's, and so like I like our go-to anymore, like on that route, like Nebraska, Kansas, or whatever, would be like Mavericks are like pretty consistent for breakfast burritos. So I'll pretty much like starve out all night and until like 5 a.m, and I'll get a breakfast burrito. But both Maverick and Casey's all have terrible coffee, and I really like coffee.
Earlier, I was curious if you were very fun light on what you like.
Yeah. So big on coffee, but they all have those like automated the machines where they grind it. Like I don't know when that became a thing, but that just pretty much like spells out dog shit coffee to me. Like whenever it's out of those machines and it's like, well, this is gonna taste awful, and also probably costs $2 or $3. But yeah, I got to a point where I was just taking like a thermos with coffee, and I'm even drinking like hot tea at night because like
You hate the coffee.
it just stay up so long, and the coffee just tastes nasty after 3 o'clock in the morning, like just nicotine and coffee, and so I've just been switching it up, and
Yeah.
The gas stations in Minnesota aren't
the
too bad. The quick trips, and the town pumps going out the Montana way. That's town pumps are solid for coffee. They're probably the top of my.
So when you
top
drink
of my
coffee, are
list.
you drinking like espressos or like what the hell are you drinking? I don't know. Damn thing.
Just black.
Gotcha.
Just
So you
just
do
black
the
coffee.
grinding your own self. And,
Yeah.
No.
No. I'm like not. You would think I'm like picky. Like I'm not picky. Like Scooters coffee. I don't know if that's if you guys got Scooters down there. Yeah, Scooters has good coffee, but like I don't like Starbucks or anything. Like I don't like any specialty drinks. The band, they'll drink a latte or two, but I kind of just like black,
You know what you
black
like? I don't know if
coffee.
you ever thought about this, but you need to bring coffee reviews to your socials, man. Like go to gas stations and be like, oh, yeah, Casey's number 248.
Oh yeah.
This is shit, and just fucking throw it on the ground or something. Like it'd be hilarious as shit just to keep throwing up random coffee reviews, man. Dude, that'd be funny.
I'll have to. Yeah, there's some terrible coffee out there, and my standards are pretty low.
Can I say it so, huh?
Like, yeah, like I drink McDonald's coffee over Casey's coffee.
That's funny, yeah.
Favorite road snack besides like breakfast items? Do you get like, are you a candy guy? Or are you a chips guy?
Nah, not really. I've kind of just drink like a lot of Topo Chico coffee and
Hell yeah.
on nicotine pouches. that's like I just feel like you try not to feel shitty out on the road, and like when it's like gets to be part of like the habit, I've tried to just like not eat while we're traveling, and then if we get to a venue, like eat like a good meal a day, and then maybe a breakfast burrito like early in the morning, but not just snack all the time.
You a big health nut or no?
Yeah, but not really. I just not I don't know. I feel like I probably sound like one, like Dan. Yeah, like Dan, our tour manager. Like he's like hardcore. Takes his own meals like in the cooler. But I just like I'll drink Topo Chico or mineral water and coffee, and then pretty much we eat beef, and I'm not like hardcore about it, but we just don't eat like a whole lot of my wife, she makes bread. Like
Was it a COVID
I
thing?
feel like we're like kind of in that little
thing. Did she pick it up?
What's that?
Like I know a lot of people
Everyone
picked up
picked
bread
up
in
bread.
COVID.
I can't remember which. Like her mom always made bread. Like like her mom always cooked for everybody working at the ranch. But I feel like we've like doubled down on it in the past couple of years. So maybe, but yeah, there's just a general like distrust of not to get like conspiracy theorists, but
crazy shit.
there's so much regular food, like processed stuff is garbage and just not good for you, and like I feel like you can't really go wrong with beef, like and beef and fruit and some homemade bread. I don't know. And we're not super hardcore about it. Like we just don't do a whole lot.
Like
of
if I saw you just from head up only in this interview, just talk to you and never seen you live, like I feel like you could just go like this and be like, Yeah, that dude works out. Like just the quality of talks and like your mental health and everything like that of how you talk. I feel like that dude's probably well trained in the gym. So,
thanks.
Kenny says he's not, but
Well, not all.
no leg days. Yeah,
no leg
yeah.
days.
He gets his
no.
leg days packing into the van and packing out. So that's about it.
Well, and it's just like I feel like being a musician. Like before I played music, like I did all the jobs were like physical labor, So like I kind of like crave like I'm always, and from like rodeo and stuff, I've always like tried to be mindful of it, and now that we like sit in a van for however long a weekend, it's like you just try to like. I'm 37. It's not like I'm a 20-year-old that can just eat garbage all day long. Like, and it's not a looks thing. It's more of a 100%. I want to be around for my kids and take care of myself. And if it's like little stuff like that I can do like that, like not eating garbage, not drinking beer all the time, and that's what I do. But and other people in our band are like that too. So it kind of makes it easy.
Well, I can't think of anything else I forgot. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you so much for chatting with us.
You bet. No, it's been great. You guys let me know if we're always on tour. I guess I got
no.
It's probably all backwards. Huh?
Is this I noticed no Texas dates, or around us at least. But I was like, that was sick.
We're coming to Texas in October. Like we normally do Texas a couple times a year.
I just noticed,
and
there's like nothing near, but
I know I
can make a drive.
We never get over to you guys, it just hasn't worked out. I mean, we always do we always do like DFW, like Fort Worth, Lubbock. We were just down at Green a couple weeks ago.
Carson.
But
that's got to be. I mean,
I
know you probably learned about Green while you're in Oklahoma more than anywhere else, because Green's more of a Texas known oldest dance hall. It's more historic in Texas than anywhere else, and we talked about how it's to go into there, like not here.
No, we so 2 years ago, or it was 2 years or a year ago, we went, we did it with, we opened for Reckless Kelly there, and like it, I mean, was still cool, like to do with Carson. It's just like, but the first time it was like, wow, that's super rad, because I had been down there before, and it's just such a cool place, like, and that's the reason when Carson offered us the spot, like we didn't have any shows down there, and that's a long ways it's 20 hours from my house, and it was like not exactly like a financial decision, but since most of my band, I think my drummer and I were the only ones that got to play there, since some of the band has changed and stuff. Just we wanted the rest of the band to be able to go play there, so we boogied down there on a one way and drove down and then came home. So but it was cool. But it's weird. Not a whole lot of like spots like I don't know. Not a whole lot of like we've gotten to do a lot of cool places, and like some of the stuff's been like bucket list things, and that you never really like. We're doing Canes in Tulsa with Josh Malloy here in October, so that'll be a big one for me. So, but no, we were supposed to do it with Josh last year, but it ended up it was the same weekend that we had my father-in-law's funeral, so we had to cancel last year. But I mean, all that stuff is really cool. To any of those iconic venues are cool, and whenever it's a big crowd, big crowds like that, cool. like Oh, yeah.
You went to
Yeah,
college in
and,
Oklahoma,
I mean-
so going back out there is probably always cool for you.
Yeah, so like Tulsa's always been really good. Like even like playing the Mercury was like a big like before I got after it. Like playing the Mercury was like a bucket list thing for me, and we've got to do it. We've sold it out a couple times. I mean, Mercury's little, but it's not selling.
Yeah.
It's not selling out caves. It just still it felt cool, like living in Oklahoma and having like good turnouts whenever we go into Tulsa was cool. But yeah, we're very fortunate in what we get to do. So
Kenny, this will go up in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Well, thank you again.
Kenny was teasing an album. Y'all had to hear that from him when he wants to make everything official. We're not here to spill any beans, but yeah, Kenny, thank you so much for joining us. Ready to get that final in and give that a spin.
You bet.
We'll have it here hopefully before when we throw this up. It'll probably be 3 or 4 weeks. I assume it will be. We'll definitely start teasing this episode with your vinyl.
Yeah,
for sure. So thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Well, sweet.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you, guys. All right. Well.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We'll talk to you later.